Chuck, a big thank you to the Tinora student section for that wonderful welcome.
Yes.
Every week, Ethan gets somebody to do something great, and once again, they came through.
Yeah, it's always great to see the fans, supporting their team and supporting the show. It's awesome.
Well, that is awesome. Welcome to week 14 of the Tim and Chuck Show, presented by Batten Stevens Body Shop. We are here on location at Frickers. Once again, they're treating us well.
Yep. Got some wings, got some quesadillas.
They can't go wrong there.
That's
and
right.
Chuck, week 14, state semifinals. We got Tinora playing in the state semifinals for the second straight year. How about those Rams?
Exactly. They're rolling, and that experience that they gained last year, just helped their confidence, and those guys are just playing some good football, north of the river right now.
Yeah. Well, before we jump into our game of the week, let's talk a little bit about what Ethan got for us on film last week. Let's start off with the snow. We got snow on Saturday night, Chuck. Here's some of those shots, but while those are rolling, about playing in the snow. What do you think about that?
It's great as a player to play in the snow. All the years that I played, for however many years that was, I only ever played in the snow once, and it's something that I still remember to this day. So that's going to be an experience. A playoff game in the snow, those kids are going to remember that for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, that's really cool. We wanted to show film of this great catch by Reed Anders. Reverend Renalant hit him, and Reed Anders, just didn't take his eye off the ball.
Yeah, that's great, and especially in big playoff games, you've got your Renalettes and your Noggles, but you need other guys to step up and make plays, and that's exactly what he did here.
Well, speaking of Reed Anders, if you'll see this too, he recovered a fumble on Van Buren's first series. He comes up with a football and gives Tinora a great field position.
Yeah, again, you got to make plays. All 11 guys got out there to have to make some plays.
So, and the Rams actually turned over Van Buren twice in their first two series.
Yeah.
We got a Nathan Dravis interception on the sideline. That put Tinora in great field position too. I mean, they were rolling early.
I call that Cousin Mo. When momentum gets on your side, Cousin Mo, you're good to go. And have that happening that early is just awesome for Tinora.
Well, you mentioned Reverend Renalant. You have to see this shot here. He's flying in to make a tackle on a Van Buren runner, and Nick DeVore decides, you know what, he's not getting him, and he reaches out and grabs him by the collar. Okay, and you can see Reverend Renalant go down, and you got to see this in slow-mo because you'll see the flag come flying in and land all the way on the left side of the screen here.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying. I said that a couple weeks ago. You got to get after it.
Once again, we have to give it up to Ethan. He's the man.
Yeah, he gets all that great stuff. He's got an eagle eye for that.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into the game of the week this week, Chuck. We've got Tinora, 11-1. Ranked 5th in the state in Division 6, taking on the #1 ranked Flyers of Marion Local. They are 12-1. Saturday night, 7 o'clock, Wapakoneta's Harmon Field. This is an epic matchup for Tinora. They're going against a team that's won 4 straight state championships and have a 23-game playoff win streak.
Yeah, there's only one other team in the state that has more state titles than Marion Local, and they've been rolling. But I think if there's a team in the playoffs that can knock Marion Local off, it's got to be Tinora, because they're battle tested. They've been there before. They've got a lot of upperclassmen with a lot of experience. They're not going to be intimidated by the name.
Well, you talked about it, early. Guys had to make plays. Riley Noggle ran for more than 200 yards last week, scored 3 touchdowns. He took some punishment, as you'll see later. But, what are the Rams going to have to do to come out and prove that they can win this game?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. They're going to have to get the ground game going. But, again, we talk about Renalette. He's got that arm, and I think that passing game is going to be key. Matriculating that ball downfield in bigger chunks with that passing game is really going to help, because, I think Marion Local, sometimes they'll ball control and eat that clock up. So Tenora's going to have to get that passing game in there to maybe get some points on the board.
Well, speaking of Marion Local, they're coming off a 9-7 win over Mechanicsburg in their Region 22 championship game. They needed a late field goal, 9-7, to win that game.
Yeah.
That's a squeaker. I would imagine the Marion Local faithful were probably a little uncomfortable during that game.
Oh, I'll bet. Especially when you're a team like Marion Local, a lot of times you feel you can walk on the field and just beat people just by walking out on the field. And bad for Tinora, maybe that gave Marion Local a little bit of a wake-up call. Say, hey, man, we got to dig down and get after it now. We can't just walk out on the field and beat people because we're Marion Local.
Well, we know it's going to be physical, Chuck. I could talk about the line of scrimmage maybe on both sides of the football for these two teams. That's where this game is going to be won and lost.
Oh, yeah, we talk about it every week, Despite all this fancy passing stuff that these teams like to do, games are still won up in the trenches. And you look at Marion Local, they got some big dudes down. When we talked about Colonel Crawford a couple weeks ago, those guys were wrecking buffets. Marion Local, they got big guys, but they're big, athletic, high-cut athlete guys that can move around, get out on linebackers on offense, and open holes for that running game. So they get to do a real good job there. And Tinora, they've got big guys up front too. and good athletes there too. So it's going to be big athletic guys going after it. And if you are a fan of old school football, you're going to like watching the trench action in this game.
I know it's going to sound like a silly question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. How important is it for Tinora to get off to a fast start?
Oh, extremely important. You know, you talk about it. Fast start, get Cousin Mo on your side early, and protect the football. If they can do those two things, I think they're going to have a really good shot.
It's going to be fun. We know Ethan's going to be there and getting some highlights, so that'll be up on our website late Friday night, early Saturday morning. You got to come back and check that out. It's just going to be fun. It's a fun time of year.
Oh man, it's all on the line. That's what you want. This is what you lift weights for in August, you know.
Well, Chuck, let's just go ahead and move right in to our collision of the week, sponsored by Rose Insurance. You know, week in and week out, we talk about this. Chuck, what do they say?
Yeah, they say every week there's little dings and little scratches and dents, but there's only one Rose Insurance collision of the week, and this week there's more than one.
Well, what do we got?
You know, we talked about it earlier. We talked about Riley Noggle, and I'm a fan of violent running, and this is what this young man does. When he gets the football, you can see it here. He is handing out as much punishment as he's taken, and when you're a defense and you know, man, I'm hitting this guy, look at this, I'm hitting him, and he just keeps handing it out to you, devastating to a defense.
Yeah, he just kept getting back up.
Yeah, and that is demoralizing.
Yeah. That is our Rose Insurance collision of the week.
Yep.
And that takes us to our Jacobs Meets play of the week. A few weeks back after Hicksville lost, we did something a little different, and we showed some footage of Lucas Smith.
Yeah.
We kind of want to take that same approach this week. We've got a great interview with Matthias Grube of Tinora, and just hear what he has to say and know that this is our Jacobs Meets play of the week.
It seems like every game we keep getting better and better, and that's just comes from a lot of hard work, and it's a lot easier playing when the 10 other guys on the field are all your best friends, and that's something that I feel like we have the advantage of. That I mean, we're all brothers out there, and we're gonna do whatever we take to win, whatever it takes to win.
Chuck, you heard what he had to say.
Man,
you know, it's about brothers going out there, knowing that you're playing with your best friends and trusting those guys on the field.
It is. You know, when our season ended, we talk about it with our seniors all the time. You miss that family atmosphere in the locker room and being around the guys. And when you've got each other's back like that, 11 guys are hard to beat when they're playing as one.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, Chuck, let's thank our sponsors like we do each and every week. Batten Stevens Body Shop, Frickers, Rose Insurance, and Jacobs Meats. They've been with us all year.
Yeah, with us all year, supporting high school athletics. It's great, everything that they do for the kids and what they do for us to allow us, you know, to get the kids' names out there and their highlights and all the great things that the high school athletes in our area are doing.
Well, again, please follow us on Twitter. We're tweeting out there. Follow us on Facebook. We're posting. Email us questions at the email address here. We're always up for anything. If you want, come out and join us for the show. We're going to be here next week.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, we'll give you a wing. Maybe a quesadilla.
Yeah, why not? Now, I know this show's gone by pretty fast, Chuck, and you haven't had a lot of time to prepare, but I got to ask you this. Any words of wisdom before we get out of here?
You know, the games are getting bigger, and all I can think of is when you put the helmet on, it's time to flip the switch.
See you next week.